Welcome back to another episode of Rambles on Record. It is the end of February, the final day of February, actually, technically, on recording, and I really don't have a plan for today's episode either. Get through it, I guess, at this point. I've been wanting to do a lot of videos this month, but I just didn't really have a lot of the motivation to do it. And another part of it was just what I talked about last time, trying to find an easy way to enjoy something, enjoy life. And that has kept me from sitting down, actually working on videos and such. And it's something I still need to work on. But that's kind of how the whole human experience is, ain't it? It's just understanding something and working bit by bit towards changing that part of you. Need to keep trying to work on that. I've had a couple videos scripted, but I just never got around to working on them and actually filming anything for them. I think a big thing is that after this next review that's going to come out, to take a minute. I need to take a minute and step away from reviews. I need to focus on something more. If I'm going to keep uploading videos on here, which I'm going to, I just need to step away and figure out what it is that I want to do more of in the future, because I'm sitting here with all these reviews in mind and all these reviews in front of me, and it's creatively fulfilling, so at the same time it isn't fully fulfilling, which is very oxymoronish. Oxymoronish, I guess. It's very much so conflicting and opposing ideas of being fulfilled but not fully being fulfilled. Excuse me. Sorry. The burps never change. The burps never change at this point. But I do need to change something about the content on this channel, and I need to do more with it. I'm enjoying the stuff that I've put out, and I don't regret anything that I've put out either. But at the same time, I'm looking at it now and I'm sitting here going, I need to do more. I want to do some more. There's so many things that interest me that I'd love to do more on and cover more comprehensively and more thoroughly that I just haven't done yet. And so I need to focus on getting that stuff produced more than anything. So I've also been wanting to stream a lot more. I've been wanting to do a lot more streams. And the problem is right now, between work and working more and school and this and family life, this is having to fall behind and take a backseat to everything else. And on top of everything else that I just listed, I'm also having to do a Dungeons and Dragons session. I was going to film each episode and cut it up and put it on the channel as a secondary podcast type thing every month. But as it stands, first episode was such a mess on my part, honestly. Just I didn't have enough written down, and I didn't have enough ideas thoroughly scripted, so I was stuttering the entire time like I do now, and it just wasn't something I was super proud of. So I plan to do something like that in the future, because I love listening to a D&D podcast while I'm at work, and I want to make one for other people to listen to so they can have that same experience that I do, but on their own, based off of my work. But the one that I have right now just isn't something that I'm fully proud of on my end. Definitely on my end. The players are fantastic, and I love playing D&D again and getting to be able to DM with everyone, but I just haven't developed enough as a dungeon master to be able to say first draft is what needs to go out. And I think that's something I want to talk about now, I guess. Something that I really would like to cover because I've heard a couple of the different things, and I've heard that the first draft is never going to be good, never going to be fully good. So I watched a video recently, and it was talking about how the creative team on Rick and Morty literally just throws stuff at the wall until something sticks, and you can never make something good without figuring out what it is that works. And I think that's a much better philosophy than the idea of your first draft is garbage. Because your first draft can be something. It just isn't going to be the best thing. But I mean, if you keep just writing first draft after first draft and not learning from the past drafts, then that's where stagnation happens and you aren't able to create something good. If you refuse to learn from the past, then that's how you create something that isn't good. That's how you create nonstop garbage. You have to be able to learn from what you've done in the past to be able to make something good. Turn myself up real quick. Sorry about that. I've noticed how low I've been recently because I've been keeping my mic down for streams and whatnot. I wanted to bump it up a little bit for this, just in case people can't hear me too well, because I kind of whisper these. The room I'm in is genuinely connected to my parents' room, so I'm trying to be quiet for them. But I yes, I have been scripting a lot more, and I had a couple of different scripts. I think it was actually two, maybe three. I think it was two scripts I was working on, and I trashed one of them entirely because I said this is not something that I want to do. So I just threw it all out. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to make that video at all. But I need to try and make some more time for some videos, because I truthfully haven't been able to. I haven't been taking the time to sit down and make it. And I feel like I haven't had the time to, but I just haven't fully made the time to, truthfully. I need to try and make that time more often. And I think it is affecting how I'm feeling about myself, because so much of the time I feel like I have no reason to get up and get out of bed and get moving and do something, because I just haven't been doing anything recently. I would think. I feel like doing something and getting on a pattern of doing something each day, something that you think that you feel positively impacts you. If you get into a regular schedule of doing something that positively impacts you, instead of finding those momentary dopamine hits, like I talked about last time, then you get into this pattern of doing those things that help you feel accomplished and happy. And if you keep getting into that pattern of doing something, making something that makes you feel good about yourself, you get into a pattern of making things that make you feel good instead of just looking for something that makes you feel good, then that helps build that habit. And really, the problem is so much of technology has made it so easy for us to sit down and find something simple to do that makes us happy instead of spending the time to actually do it. There are so many games and companies and this and that all spend their time trying to find that one part of your brain to trigger to make you stay with them, make you happy and to stay with them. And while the internet has given us so many avenues to do something more fulfilling and creatively driven, we choose to stick to the easy dopamine hits because it's easy, it's simple, it's right there at your fingertips. And it really, really does affect us. It really gets into our heads and makes us want to just continuously do the simple things. I need to try and focus on doing something more complex that makes me feel more fulfilled over a larger span of time rather than something that is easy then and there and I forget about because I get in such a schedule of doing it. And I really have been getting in the habit of just getting on and doing things with my friends, doing nothing with it, doing absolutely nothing with it. I've gotten into such a habit of just looking for the easy stuff to do because it's easy, and every other part of my life is every other part of my life feels hard. But I just haven't been. I've been looking for the easy stuff. And if you keep doing easy stuff rather than hard things, you'll sit there and you'll think that everything should be easy rather than hard. And it messes with us as people because we do the things that we enjoy that are easy. And we say, oh, well, I would enjoy it more if it was easy. Implicitly, we think things like that. That kind of ideology gets into our heads. I really need to start trying to make more videos because I have so many ideas for things that I want to get done that I just haven't gotten done yet. I need to focus on getting that kind of stuff done because I really do want to be making videos, but at the same time, there's a part of me that feels like if I keep doing this and doing this and doing this, it won't feel as creatively fulfilling after a while. I need to try and focus on something. I can focus on something simple each night, like a short, and then once a week or twice a week, or not twice a week, but once every 2 weeks, I can put out a video that's actually like high quality and thoroughly done and edited and everything. Taking that process slowly and taking it bit by bit to enjoy each step of it and learn something new with each step of it rather than saying, you have 1 day to make a video, push it out, get it done, do it now. The filming done in 1 or 2 days, and then get the editing done in a couple extra days, and taking little bits and pieces of my time to get each piece done while taking 1 day to breeze through schoolwork because my schoolwork takes me 1 day usually, and I can just get right through it, fling right through it. I did it today before I got on with my friends. I just flung through all of the work that I had scheduled to do. I didn't even have it scheduled to do, but if I can just take a day to get through my classwork and then move on to something that I want to do more, then that would hopefully make me feel better and make me feel like I have more time. I need to get through a lot of my schoolwork. I need to focus on trying to get through a lot of it and get certified in this. It's not really classwork, it's not really college work, it's a certification program, but just to make my life easier, I call it classwork. But I need to start trying to fly through that as fast as I can at some point because it's really not that hard. And right now, the next section that I have is it says it only takes about 2 hours. But the thing is, it's videos and then reading, but the reading is just recapping the videos. So if you absorb what you hear in the videos and you get all that mentally stored away, then you can just breeze through the reading sections and or just skip them entirely. So I really need to get focused on trying to get as much of that done as possible soon. And if I get bored, then I should just sit down and say, let me do some of this. Or I also have the D&D stuff to focus on too, so I can't really, there's that part too. So if I get bored, I could just start working on that. I have been scripting a lot more of that, which is cool. Um, I've been doing a lot of writing for scripted sections, and that's making me feel a lot better about the project. But at the same time, I still want to learn more about, and I want to get more used to being a DM rather than just flying in there first try and saying, "Oh yeah, it's great, great." This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long, long, long time. Sorry, y'all. Please. Um, if you'd like to listen, we've streamed the first episode over on it's just a Fuchs, so just a and then Fox with two O's. We've been doing it over there, and I've been enjoying it a lot. It's just that first session was really rough on my part. I kept stuttering and stammering and losing my train of thought, and I really wanted to fix that for this next go around. So I wrote down a lot of things to help me get strictly scripted. That's the words I'm looking for. And so I feel like the second episode is going to be a lot better, but still it's something that I feel like I could be doing better on, and I want to be doing better on I want to be doing it better personally on before I put it on my channel. That's not to say it's something horrible, but it's that perfectionism in me, I think. This idea that I have to be doing something perfect before it can be put on the channel at all, even though something like this is just me talking into a microphone. It's just, I want to be doing more. This is easy content, and it's something that I'm doing to keep myself regular. And if I don't do it regularly, I feel like I'm just losing my mind. But this is something that I want to do regularly and have put up each month because I want it to be a expression for myself. I want myself to be able to put my thoughts out there and then process that better. It's a journal for me to write into. I don't expect anyone to listen to this. I've said this multiple times throughout the series. I don't expect anyone to listen to this truthfully besides like my girlfriend. But it's I feel like it is slowly helping, and some days it's helping. There are some days where I forget, and I think that's what's happened through most of February, honestly. Is I just didn't think about what I've said in the past enough, and I haven't processed it enough. And I'm hoping that if I continue to affirm it on each episode at least, and reflect on that, reflect on the past episodes, and say, this is something that I said before and I need to work on it, or I have worked on it, or whatever. If I put it out there, get the thought out, then I can kind of move past my own thoughts to work on something more or be better at what I want to be able to do. I'm really hoping that this helps one way or another. But I can't be for certain, but I can keep trying, and that's just how the human body and brain works. Is we keep trying until something sticks. We keep going. But I I really don't know what more to say right now other than I am sorry for the fact that there wasn't an upload this month. It's been it has been a month for me. Not really a bad one, just a stagnant one. And it's almost like when someone says that the worst thing a movie can be is boring, it's kind of like that. The worst thing a month can be is stagnant. It's not been horrid like the end of December was. The end of December was really rough, but February has been this month where I've been in my own head, and I've been struggling to fight past the fact of just, oh, I have so much to do, when really if I sit down and I get it done, then I have plenty of time to work around things. But in my own head, I feel like I have a billion things to get done. What if I just sit down and do it? Then it doesn't take as much time as I'm expecting, and I can breeze right through stuff. If I can just move past the assumptions that I have in my own head, and if I can push past all that and work towards something that I actually want to get done, then I can have more time for the things that I want to do otherwise, like make videos. There's so many different things that I want. There's so many different things that I want to talk about, and I really need to be working towards a point where I can make those kinds of videos and work on those scripts. But for right now, I need to be working on this next video, and I need to set up a schedule for myself of sorts where I take a day or two to get all the filming done in one day or one night. And then after that point, I just work on the editing afterwards, because I need to be able to film one day and then edit the next, or edit a couple days afterwards, because I sit there with something and I say, I have to get all of this done in one go and then upload it, when that isn't the truth. And I've done little bits and pieces days before, but I've never sat down and said, okay, I've done the filming, now I need to wait and do the editing a different day, so I don't drive myself insane. That's not I might have done that once or twice now, but still, I I think the last time I made a video, the Zorro that I did, excuse me, the Zorro video that I made, I really I did all the filming in one day, and then did the editing in the same day, and then had it done before I had to go do whatever chores I had to do, and I uploaded it. I felt good about it, and I felt fulfilled, but at the same time, I feel like now looking at it later, I, especially with the time that I have now, I need to be splitting that time up more efficiently and saying, okay, well, I can block this day out for this and the next day out for that. And that way I'm not feeling so cramped, and I have more time to focus on other things that I need to do at home, instead of just doing one thing in one go. And then that way I feel like I have more time to make these videos. If I can split the process up into chunks rather than one big thing one day, then I feel like I better make videos. The other part of that process, though, is that I don't want to be making super big, super well edited videos every single. I'm thinking that I'm going to be making shorts every day, and it's just going to be goofy stuff to see if people want to check out the channel or whatever. But I am not going to be making these super high produced shorts every single day that I can. I need to be making something shorter, and truthfully, if I can get more people, get more eyes on the channel, and get more, genuinely just get more subscribers at that point, if I can get more eyes, more subscribers and whatnot, and I can have some metric for success with this channel, then I might be able to put more focus in this one day. It's going to take me some time, and I really wish I had done this when I knew that I wanted to be doing YouTube, even if it was just putting out nonsense all the time, and then in the future refining that content. If I had that knowledge when I was a kid, then I would have been able to do so much more now. I'm really mad that haven't I hadn't done that. Really, that's one of my biggest, if I had to say I had a regret in the world, that would be the biggest one probably, is that I didn't take steps to push into YouTube rather than just spending my time watching videos on it. It really boils down to that easy dopamine thing. When I was a kid, I was really growing up in the internet age, and the YouTube age, and this and that, where YouTube was taking over a lot of TV. Even you would see people watching YouTube all the time rather than watching TV. It felt like, and that's especially true now. But I, when I was a kid, I'd watch a lot of YouTube, and so I'd be watching a lot of other videos that other people made, and I feel like that now has had the repercussion of making me feel like any time that I'm not spending on like school or work or whatever, I should just be looking for something simple to do and something to watch rather than making something because I want to make something. I want to make something, but I want something simple to do as well. Because I feel like everything else is so difficult. I might as well just watch something like a show or a YouTube video or whatever. And looking back on that now, it really has messed with how I do things and how my brain tries to process things, I guess, and the creative process because I don't want to work on something because I know that it's going to take me time. I want something that is quick and easy to make. But even the quick and easy stuff, I don't want to have to make it because I know that not as it's not as easy as something like watching a video and forming an opinion in my head and then never expressing it. There's not enough of that drive and that push in my brain to actually create something. I never created anything as a kid. I never put anything on the YouTube channel. I think we used my mom's YouTube stuff. We were never really allowed to put anything on YouTube, and we never put anything on YouTube. I remember my brother wanted a capture card so that he could upload gaming videos to YouTube. That just never went anywhere. I don't think we ever even I don't think we were ever even able to get the capture card to work. That's words. That's English. So we never really got anywhere with that when I was younger. And I knew as a middle schooler that I wanted to do YouTube. And I think that it's not the best idea to say, "Oh, I knew it," because when I was in middle school, I was like, "Oh yeah, watch these guys. These guys are funny. I should do that too." It wouldn't have been good content, but it would have been a start. Someone would have watched it. Someone would have enjoyed watching it. Someone would have enjoyed the idea of watching a 16-year-old play a game or whatever. And that's just how we grow up in the world. That's how you get to start with stuff like that, I should say. You just throw stuff at a wall until you find what works. And when you're an adult, you refine whatever had worked before and you keep going. So many people, especially in like Hollywood or whatever, in the acting circle, I feel like have done things ever since they were a kid, even if it was home movies or whatever, like plays, whatever it may be. They've done so much more beyond just watching movies or something. It's to be able to direct more effectively. So many people have just been directing whatever they were a kid, and I never did any of that. And it messes with me, and it makes me wonder if I'm as creatively driven as I think, though at the same time I have this intense desire to create something more and do something with all the thoughts in my head and make something that I can share with the world. I really want to do that, but I want that to be good because I fear ridicule. I wonder if that was also part of my upbringing, truthfully, was I was so desperate as a kid to gain attention or adoration from anyone else around me that I just didn't even I thought that anything that wouldn't gain adoration would be deemed a failure and wasn't worth my time. If I couldn't get praise from it, then why make it? Why do it? Why spend my time on it? If I can't get some kind of external validation, why do any of it? But now I need to sit here and I need to focus on what makes me happy, what validates my personal drive. And I feel like I can't find that. That's the problem, is I can't dig down deep enough beyond just I want to do YouTube to say there's something else that would make me feel happy and would drive me. But it's so clear to me that I want to do YouTube and I want to make videos, but I don't want to try for it because I know that something will fail and I will feel horrible for something that'll fail. Feel horrible for making something that'll fail. I feel like it just validates the fact that it's not worth spending my time on. And when I do that and I don't feel motivated to do anything in the first place, then it just becomes this pit of not doing anything. Well, if it'll fail, then I shouldn't spend the little bit of effort that I have doing it. I should try and do something that'll make me happy. Let me get on with my friends. And it's nice to get on with people, but when I'm doing it every night or every other night or 90% of the time on my weeks, it it harbors something. It harbors this easy comfort zone to go to that just isn't truthfully healthy for us. We need to be able to have these long-term goals, to look to something and point to something and say that's what I want to do beyond just the easy stuff. And it's really good to have a good support group, and you need to have that support circle, but you also need to be able to say I have had enough time with that support circle and I need to be doing something more, and I need to be doing something that I want to do. And for me, it's just I haven't been able to get out of that loop of just let me go to the support circle, let me go to the support circle, because everything feels like a massive challenge to me when it's really just had to go to work and get out of bed this morning and take a shower and do whatever. And it's just I really, really need to focus on trying to harbor that kind of stuff and split something to make it feel easier so that I'm motivated to start doing it more often. Because I sit here and even now, even tonight, I feared getting on to record this because I was scared that I just wouldn't be in it. I wouldn't be in the right headspace to do it. I wanted to put this off another night and do it the final night of February. But I can't keep doing that. I had to push myself and I had to say, it's really not that bad for you. It's not for someone else. That's something that we need to keep in mind with something like YouTube. This is not for someone else. The entire point of YouTube from the start was it's about you. It is about what you want. It is about what you want getting out to other people so they can share those ideas with other people and so that you can get to know more people. I know that wasn't the literal idea of YouTube from the start, but that's what it's become, is people having their ideas and sharing them on the internet and getting them out to other people so that we can grow. Maybe I'm looking too deep into something like this, but it's just I think that's what YouTube really should be used for, if nothing else, is helping each other to become better, whether it's through entertainment or through stuff like this. Making some people feel like they're less alone even helps. Every little thing helps. And I'm just wanting to do this to help myself at this point. And that's another wonderful use for this website, is journaling, even something as simple as this, is basically just one big audio journal. Hate writing. My handwriting looks like chicken scratch. I don't like typing that much because I can't type very well. I have all kinds of typos all the time. So if I just speak it into the world and formulate it into words at some point or another, then, excuse me, God, they keep happening at the worst times. If I formulate it into words, then I can get it out of my head. I can get it to work better for me. I really need to. I have to keep doing this. One way, one way or another, I have to do this for myself, even if it is unedited and slapped up at the very end of the month, just to do a check on myself. I need to be doing this to better get a grasp of my mindset, my mental health, and everything like that, where I am each month and where I need to improve each month, where I recognize something that needs to change each month. If you haven't done something like this, whether it be a journal or a notebook that you keep on your phone or whatever, a note on your phone or a Google Drive document on your phone or whatever, I would highly recommend doing something like this. This is my way of doing it. I have to get it out some way or another. And this is my way of getting it out, is sitting down, just speaking it into the world, putting a megaphone out to the entire earth and screaming it at the top of my lungs. I want to be better, and I hope to be better, and I hope that part of me can recognize what I've said tonight and absorb it, use it for good in the future. Expect a short up semi. Probably tonight. It'll probably be tonight. I just want good light more than anything. Expect more daily uploads in shorter video form. And expect a stream on Friday, by the by. When you're hearing this, because this is late, I'm recording. So when you hear this in the morning, expect a stream on the 1st of March. Yeah, it's gonna be the 1st of March. Expect a stream at the beginning of next month. And then maybe I can start working towards videos soon enough. Because I really want to be making something. I really want to be making videos. I have one big idea or one smaller idea already in the work, and I need to do a review of Toto from the Jujutsu Kaisen SH Figure Arts line. And I think I have the script still. I want to talk about 2.0 SH Figure Arts engineering and or 3D printing and or the customs that I've made with all these figures. I think I might do customs after Toto. If I get really into the groove of like making videos, then maybe I can put a long one out at the end of the week, and I can have them out each week and spend one day recording, one day editing, yada yada, getting all that done with. But I really hope to change this month more than anything. I want to try, and personally, I think that the biggest part of being a person is trying. The separator between the determination between a good and a bad person comes in recognition of your good versus your bad, and deciding whether or not you want to change what is bad about you. If you decide that you don't want to change the bad and you decide to accept the bad, then that makes you a bad person. If you decide that there is bad in you and you recognize it, you recognize that you need to change from that bad, then that's putting you on the road to be a good person. You decide it and then quit halfway through. Person, I'd say at least. That's my opinion on things. But I need to change. There are parts of me that need to change, and these parts of me that are so unmotivated just need to be understood and reflected upon and changed more than anything. I do think that there's more likely than not something wrong with me, but I want to try and fix that. And that's what I need to start doing to get on the track to be a better person for myself and for the others around. So, thank you again for listening. I think that's everything I have to get out of my head right now. I think that's a decent enough spot to leave off on. So, put some good in the world. Put some good in the world, y'all. It's been dropping my mic. I hope that all of this has been uh, intelligible. So, put some good in the world, everyone. Thank you.